Sorry, guys, I got completely kicked out. I was just on a live, and then all of a sudden, it kicked out, as I said, born in the benefit system. So let's start with born in the benefit system. Were you born in the benefit system? Were your parents in the benefit system? Were your brothers in the benefit system? Your uncles, aunties in the benefit system? And you were born to the benefit system. That means that every person in your family that you know is in social housing with housing benefit paying for your rent. So that is, were you born in the benefit system? Do you know any other life but the benefit system? And I'm different. My family worked. I am the only person in my family on benefits, funny enough. And have my Uncle Sam, obviously, because my Uncle Sam has had an accident. And this is what I was talking about. As a society, so as a whole world, so take Great Britain as a whole, Great Britain as a whole, we have the builders, the bakers, the candlestick makers, the butchers, the police officers, the social workers. Yesterday, I put down all of the salaries of all of the people and asked you, would you get out of... That's where I was before the police came yesterday. What would you get out of bed for? Would you get out of bed for £9.50 an hour? And what would you get out of bed for £9.50 an hour to do? And then I was showing all of the different salaries. Why is it important how much you earn? Now, just think, when you go to school and they say, when you grow up, what do you want to be? Well, a lot of people go for the money. Some people never ever know who they actually are. And this is why Challenge Britain was born in the first place. It was about enabling people to uncover and unleash their own true power. Because we live in a three-dimensional world, but actually there are so many more dimensions. And there are so many more dimensions to us as individuals that we never ever get to discover it. Many of us have been parents since such a young age that we've had to give that finances over to our children, that we've never ever truly been able to invest in ourselves. Some of us have had families born in the benefit system who could never actually afford the hobbies and interests that we may have needed to thrive. This is why I think it's really important that child benefit should be paid to the children. Because if people are on benefits, the child benefit doesn't go to the child, to all people. Some people do. If people got child benefit and it was based on sports and societies, and it gave them so the children could guarantee to have 3 to 5 hobbies for that child, and that's how schooling and education should be built around a child. A mother and a father raising up a child, so literally from the womb. Yeah, got lovely new T-shirts coming out, by the way, said made by mum and dad, not the state. And that child is created in the womb. Majority of mothers will nurse a child, as in they will naturally feed. Mothers that don't, that go, I can't do that, I sort of have a problem with why they should be mothers in the first place. Most mothers would choose to breastfeed unless there is a problem. Most will choose to breastfeed. Only unnatural mothers would ever choose to put their baby on a bottle, okay? So straight away, you've got a problem immediately with any children being taken, in that they are being taken from the breast. Now, our society right now is stripping children away from the breast really quickly, because most parents are only actually feeding for the first 6 weeks, 6 months at the most. These back teeth here were designed to be able to feed until a child was 8. Could you imagine feeding a child till you're 8? So then we're up against belief systems. Then we're up against people's opinions, because officially the natural design is to feed a child until they're 8. It was not natural to take a child from a mother and force a mother to go off to work. And fathers have never ever been given the true opportunity that they need to bond with their child, because most fathers in the UK world are shipped back off to work before they've even bonded with their child. And now we're being separated even more so. A husband, a wife, children. That is the way it is meant to be. based off grandparents. Boys! Oh, here they go. Hey! Enough! No. Enough. Right, what are you trying to get? I want to check the laptop to see if it's working properly. Because it has been thrown on the floor and I'm not happy about this. I dare to even see if it's working. The reason that I wanted to talk about if people were happy, healthy and thriving is because social care, when they come in, that is their agenda. Is the child going to be happy, healthy and thriving? And that is what society wants. But society is missing one fundamental key. And that is that everybody else has been built to be a slave, to build the empire for the hopes and dreams of other people and not of their own family and self. Will spend more time going to work to help somebody else out and not even know what it's even for. Like, take the workman that came the other day who came to do the plumbing on the first night. They don't even know Trevor Jacobs is, who owns that company. Like they say, he's probably on a beach somewhere. They just work for him. Personal relationships have gone, and that's how we network. That's the difference between exchanging money for time and service or just friendship, where you're not even thinking, hey, take Tina. I've been on the phone offloading with Tina today because I came on to live and went, I'm going to break down and cry. So literally I've been able to break down and cry on the phone to Tina. Saves me having people going, oh, she's lost it on the phone, yeah? But Tina didn't sit there and go, Kelly, that's £9.50, love. And that's the difficulty with somebody like me. How do I then turn around and go, well, that's so-and-so much. So I designed Step Up Britain, Challenge Britain, to be done in such a way that I didn't have to charge individuals. You could all work on it your own way, at your own pace, at your own self. So people could take the masks off to look in the mirror. Ugh, I really don't like my teeth. Really don't like my teeth. But can I change it? Is there something that I can do about the things that I don't like about myself? Because we have the power to change the things that we don't like or accept the things that we can't change. But the majority of things we can change in an instant. It's just knowing what options and choices that we have and what's in our own way. I understand that I deal with my trauma. My reaction yesterday would be appalling to some people. But to me, I did fucking amazing yesterday. I took from the police turning up to my door to bringing the fire engine because the trauma that me and my boys could have been left in yesterday could have been horrendous. We didn't have my father or a husband coming in, shutting the door and going, it's okay, you're safe. As a woman, I have to be out in the world by myself. That means I have to be for myself and also the person who defends myself and protects myself. I don't have people walking around trying to hit me physically. What I do is I have people coming at me with words. The power of words hurts more than anything. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's not true. It's just a saying. Words do hurt. Calling somebody stupid does hurt. Telling somebody that there's something that they're not is abuse. Only we can ever know who we truly are in our true essence, our heart, our mind, our soul. Only we will ever know how far we have come. Nobody could ever go, I might lose it one day very soon, and I probably will. And it means even yesterday in Asda, little child, nobody in that shop knew what was going on bar me, yeah? I saw the little boy. I gave the little boy an opportunity to come and stand by me and let his parents come and find him, and I would stay there with him. He chose to run off again. I could see him running back, running, checking. I could see him getting upset. I'm watching this boy. In the end, I decided that this wasn't going to happen, and I stood there and went, has anyone lost a child? Right in the middle of Asda. Everybody else would have gone, who the fuck's that? Probably not even heard anything that I said. But the father did. And the father ran straight to where he heard that voice and picked up his son and let his son know that he was safe. He took away that trauma and he put his arms around him and he loved it. And that's what the narcissist is not getting, because everybody is turning their backs, alienating, moving away. These two little babies are going to grow up with the same disassociation, because they were taken from their mum and their dad. Their nan's dead on their dad's side, but they've still got their dad. So we've got to stop the trauma. And it's time for Boris Johnson to step up and say, we're not having this country traumatised anymore, and we are going to come together. And yes, he is only the people for the common people, but actually it's time to stop all of this top, middle and bottom. If you earn between 30 to 50 grand, you're considered middle class. Anything below that. But what about you people on benefits? You're certainly nowhere near 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 grand. Or a million. There's a whole big world out there, but we shouldn't have to be exchanging money for it. But at the end of the day, I can get in my car and go to Wrexham. I can get in my car and I can go to Wales. I can get in my car and I can go to Flintshire. I can get in my car. I can go to London. But it takes the fuel and the petrol and the cost of being able to do that, which means you've got to get up during the day to exchange your time and service. I choose not to change my time. My time is too valuable. I choose to exchange my product. Because that way, I don't have to sell my soul to go to work. And that's what I came to teach people. That if we multiple source doing what we love in what we do, it doesn't matter. And hopefully Amber is going to stop trying to be what she is not, where she's learning from me, and is going to go and do what she should be doing, because being a poet is a really great career to have. That is a purpose. Within literally a couple of days of Amber putting her own page up, she's been published 3 times. Now, don't give yourself away for free, Amber, because it's not like an escort, is it? It's not like saying, hey, and I'll say it again, £200 an hour I got, and you bend over and you get fucked, yeah? That's not how life should be. We should all be thinking about our service. Some people do want to police and make sure that we're all safe. Some people do want to be part of the army, because unfortunately, even here in Great Britain, we do have threats. You won't understand some of the things going on in other countries. You won't understand the nuclear. But if we got rid of all of that and the war on drugs, we would get rid of the war in the first place. Why do people need drugs? To suppress their feelings and emotions. All I want to leave you with is we all have an emotional guidance system. If you're feeling sad, it is a heavy frequency. Anger, a burning frequency. We all want to be in joy, feeling light. And there is a frequency and a connection to all of this out here. And our feelings is that emotional guidance system. And we shouldn't be going based on our feelings. Yesterday was a complete thing. That was a reaction. That was a feeling. That was a fear that wasn't even here. Yeah? Then police did not knock on my door to come and take my 2 children. If they did, mate, they'd have had the snatch wagon there. They snuck around. They didn't even threaten me by keeping the vehicle out the front. They came and slid onto my door. Now, when they actually then come to the door, and if I'm not dressed, say, yeah, no worries to you, Kelly, and they start treating me like a decent human being, then somebody who thinks they can overstand, dictate and tell me what I can or cannot do, I make my own decisions. When I was placed in foster care, the psychological report said, Kelly comes in when she's turning a corner. She needs foster carers that will help her uncover all of her options, but at the end of the day, she has to make her own decisions. But then we live in a world that's taken all of that away from me and now created a Minecraft fear that I could walk back into them courts and detonate one of them and bomb explode on myself. And that is a horrible space to be in, constantly being on eggshells with the system. Because if you step out of line, it may be this or it may be that. Other people don't get this. Why do they not get this? Because most people are in their flats not trying to be anything. They're not trying to do anything. They don't even know themselves. They are no threat to the system. They are no threat to the hierarchy of the system, and they are not going to be challenging anything. They are quite happy getting the little money that they get. They're quite happy going and getting their baccy, their weed, whatever drugs that they may take, and on a Saturday having a little bit of alcohol and not even thinking about the countries that they may be able to visit. And then you've got the working class who are just thinking about what holiday that they can go on during the hours of September, and whether it's going to be paid all inclusive or whether they're going to need any extra money. And that is not the life that we were blessed with. We were blessed to free roam as we are as human beings. Yes, we need structure. Yes, we need some form of hierarchy. But if people didn't throw litter on the streets in the first place, we wouldn't need people to pick it up. Simple as that, really. So I'm a bit stressed today. I'm a bit all over the place today. But it's because, again, I want to get up and do what I need to do. And every time I do, I have to wonder what's going on. So I've let the gas and engineers. So one of the main things was yesterday is here I didn't let 2 police officers in. It wasn't that I was hiding anything in my home. It had nothing to do with that. And the fact is, I let 3 police officers, 3 fire guys into my house yesterday, plus a workman, plus 2 engineers, plus the plumbers. That's 7 people that have been in my house. So that's not the problem. Even yesterday, the fire guy, as I was stood here, he went, right, I'll grab the kids. And he literally picked my kids up like a fireman and walked out that door. And all I saw was the blue. I didn't see whether they were fire engine people or policemen. I just saw blue uniform and I nearly panicked. And when we were stood out there with the fire engines, I had 8 fire people around me and all I could see was blue, okay? And I had to constantly keep reminding this little mind of mine, these are not policemen, these are firemen. Okay, our fear of the services is because of the way the services are. None of us are fearful of the fire brigade, are we? Why? Because they're not saying that they can take our kids. The police and social and the courts is something completely different. And this child protection and this children in need is mixing up in the wrong things. What Portsmouth Social Care should have done with me here, they haven't even got my CV. They haven't even asked me who I am. They don't know anything about what we love. They don't even know what they've had in their hands with Dean. They could have positioned us in such a place here, working together with the job centre, the Department of Working Pension. I'm going to do something with you in a minute. Wait until I go. I'll show you. But I'm coming on live soon to do a... Where is it? Where's it gone? I'm coming on live later and I'm going to do it properly, but I'm waiting for it. And it will say, hello, I'm Julie. And I'm going to work with you with exactly how the BLT was designed, exactly how work coaches came into practice, because don't forget I'm a coach, hence why they were called work coaches, and what the job centre was really meant to be doing with people who came to the job centre after this was all implemented. They have the work coaches, but they're not coaches. They're meant to be doing an intervention on you. They're meant to be understanding who you are, not filtering you out and funneling you into a job. Now, let me just say this last thing. The one problem that we have with foster carers is because if they were paid an hourly rate, it would be really difficult. Hence why they're paid a salary. Hence why your children get stuck for so long. Because how would they pay the foster carer based on a daily basis? And that's how foster carers should be paid. Based on 0 contract, 0 income, and anything that they are paid for a child should be based on a daily rate to accumulate the child while they have them. So then the child's free to go when they're ready. But because they're paid a salary, that child's there. Otherwise, they've got to give their money back. So just ask yourself, if you didn't have to get up for any salary, for any payment, and the world didn't cost, what would you do with your day? You can let the grief and you can let the sadness and you can let the bitterness and the anger get to you and isolate you into your home. or embrace. Oh, don't you play with my trauma. Don't you do it. He's doing it to me now. Little sod. Don't do that to me, Elijah. That's not fair. See what my son just did? He went... Someone at the door, man. Little sod. It does. It just goes up me. Because I don't know what I'm dealing with. It's that uncertainty. And then the problem is I then react to it. So I have to put a price on my head and start building and putting myself back in to be the director of Step Up Britain and finish this once and for all. Because there are people, even someone said to me today, he's been a builder for years. He doesn't like it. But it's a bit easier having a quiet life with your family than having this. And even he said if he had to live opposite me right now, mate, he'd be probably dragging me. Well, he didn't say this, but let's just say he'd have a really hard time living by somebody like me. But what my neighbours are not understanding is I'm only reacting to what's going on at my door, which has been caused by this woman over here stating that I've abandoned my children. Yeah, somebody with complex trauma like myself doesn't abandon her children. My children are there. I can hear them, any problems. And this was as far. In fact, I wasn't even this far. That's my garage. How is that abandoning my children when there was another child with them watching them while I've come up to get the other boxes? It's like the double buggy's there now, yeah? So I've got the double buggy there and that's got to go downstairs. So if I go down in the garage, take the boys down with the other bits that are on the other side, so I can get into trouble for this, by the way. So I've got the go-karts, I've got the police bikes out the front now. So if the police do turn up, they can laugh at the boys' police bikes, knowing that I don't actually have a problem with the police. I have a problem with people coming with false information that can cause me consequences. And it's okay, you know, we go through it at school, but these people are sticking and it's sticking on paperwork. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm fragmented today, as you can tell. I've got to get in that car, get my shot. I have to make money. They've now cost me. So here's the other thing. Social services have now cost me 3, 4, 5 weeks of actually making genuine money. I mean, genuine money. I'm talking about selling trainers, shoes, things like that. Isn't it lucky that Universal Credits are not going to release me off of Universal Credits until I am actually earning a substantial amount of money? Because if they'd kicked me off to do this, I'd be fucked now. Just like every other mother out there right now that isn't able to get Universal Credits, that have lost their jobs. I have got friends myself right now who are on the last of their food. He wants to wrap this around here and turn this into one of these. So anyway, I'm going to go and do this. Whatever you're doing today, just spend time getting to know what you really, really, really love, genuinely.